Hello, dear friend. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are going to look at the question, how did I end up here and where do I go next? We are going to use the Green Witch Tarot, the Healing Spirits Oracle, which I may have to use the book to read what this means, and my chakra cards. So before we begin, I'd like to show you the images that were channeled to me for this reading. First, we have, for some reason, everything that came through was green. So it was kind of funny. But I'm thinking this must have something to do with the heart space. So the first image is of a green cat with large pointy ears. Almost looks like the lynx type of cat with little spurts on the very point. The second image that came through was a ceramic Christmas tree, which was green. The third image was a green crescent moon. The fourth image is a torch held by a hand, similar to the Statue of Liberty. Don't laugh at my drawing, I know it's not the same. And the fifth image is a green plus sign with no intersections. It's one whole piece, like a carving out of one piece. There's no intersections on it, so I think that's important. So now these images, if they don't mean anything to you or they don't spark anything, don't worry about that. These images are just meant for specific individuals. Their guides may have inspired them to come to this reading, and there may just be something in this reading for you specifically if those images strike a chord with you. Okay, so let us begin. These healing cards are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first of all, see where you are. Like, how did you get to where you are? So this portion, these first three cards, are kind of like past, present, future. So this one is the Eight of Cups. The next one is the Moon. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And the next one is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is where you are. You are on a journey, definitely. And the journey started here with the Eight of Cups. There's a lot in your life that is totally in order, that you love, that you feel satisfied, that you trying to make these look perfectly straight. I'm such a fuss pot. Okay, there's a lot of things in your life that are in order. You're not feeling like sad and lonely or anything like that. But even though you have all these things that you love and that have served you well, you feel like there's something missing. So you started searching for that thing that's missing in your life, which is leading you, has led you to the Moon card. And the Moon card is full of mystery, full of the unknown. So you are seeking answers to the unknown. Maybe you are trying to find yourself. You're trying to find what your purpose is. You're trying to find what you're supposed to be doing with your life, even though there's nothing wrong with your life. You just feel like you want to find out more. You want to go into the depths of your own self. And that's where the Moon comes in. And while you're doing this, you want to remain perfectly grounded, secure. The blue jay on the card is a messenger. And the blue jay is telling you to look from a higher perspective. It's perfectly fine to want to hold on to your stability. Actually, it's a good thing, because when you start out on an adventure like this, or a venture like this, you still need your stability. You don't want to let go of your grounding practices, your grounding principles. You don't want to let go of any of that, because you want to still be secure, even though you want to delve into the unknown. Now, while you're doing all of this, whoa, okay, King of Swords is jumping out to you, saying, use your smarts, use your brain. You know what you want to do. You know what you want to accomplish. You want to be the master of your thoughts, and the wise owl is there with you, wants you to do this. As you are going through this process, the thing to really focus on is the 10, is that the 10? Oh, the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, the 8 of Pentacles, it's reversed. So what you want to do is really work on, put the work in to those things that are now calling you, that now you're focusing in on things that are of value, things that you have to work for. It's not going to come easy. It never does when it's of value to you. But your strength card here is the Emperor. Now, he may be reversed right now, he or she. He can be, it's, tarot is non-gender. It's just the characteristics, or the archetype. It's the archetype of the Emperor. So your strength is your ability to be in control of your empire. You have rules, you have boundaries, you have places that you go, places that you don't go, you have rules. But one thing about the Emperor, even though sometimes he's perceived as overly strict or sticking to the rules, he's coming in here reversed. So it's a message to you to loosen up the boundaries a little bit, because you being the resident of your own empire, the Emperor always listens. That's why people love him. So now you need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to what you think about your own boundaries, and do it in a smart way. Like, use your resources, do your research, do your studying like you usually do. You already have a beautiful foundation with the 4 of Pentacles. You're already solid where you are, but now you're delving into the unknown, and you may be starting to question what your values are, if it's worth the effort, if it's something you want to put the work into to get to into this Moon card. Definitely do it. The way this is unfolding, definitely keep going on this search for who you are, what your purpose is, what delve into the unknown. Study the moon phases. Do moon ceremonies. It took me a whole year at least to figure out, for me personally, why the moon was ripping me out of my sleep at 3, 4 in the morning so often. But it wasn't a full moon that would rip me out of my sleep. It was the last quarter. And each month, the last quarter would rip me out of the moon, and then, then it's a new moon. It's dark. So after finally figuring that out, I figured out that the goddess of the moon wanted me to make an intention, to set an intention to start working on, as you work towards the full moon, and then you release what didn't work out, and then you set your new intentions in time for the new moon. So once I figured that out, I developed this relationship with the moon, and I have a lot of my moon ceremonies in the last quarter, because when you're on this journey of self-discovery and you don't know where you're going and you're delving into the unknown, well, you got to start making intentions, which is also part of what the emperor encourages. He likes to know what's going on in his empire, within the boundaries of his city, in the gates, and that's what you want to do. So that's where you're heading right now. Okay, so where do you go next? We can already see that the focus should be on what is of value to you, and you need to focus on putting in the work, doing the research as the King of Swords, and then putting in the work. So, what is coming across your path that you're not expecting? 9 of Pentacles. That is beautiful. There we go. 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is a self-made, independent, wealthy in many ways, wealthy in what is of value to her. Like the things that are of value to her, she went after them and she got them. She got her house, she got her vineyard, she has her animals, and she has her book, her knowledge. So this is what's crossing your path that you don't see coming. This desire to find out more about yourself and start on this journey is going to be a wonderful process. The invitation is there to keep going. Okay, so best next steps: plant some seeds. 7 of Pentacles, plant some seeds. And then be patient and wait for them to grow. So when you start planting these seeds, you look at the 8 of Pentacles and analyze or figure out what it is that is important to you, and then plant the seeds for it. And before you know it, something will sprout and you may not see it. There's one pentacle off to the side, or one fruit off the vine. She doesn't see it. So you may have already planted some seeds and they're already sprouting, and one's fallen off and you may not have noticed it. So be sure to watch to see what's happening with the seeds that you've planted already. And the other thing, what is this one? The 3 of Cups, reversed. Okay, so reversed means celebrate inside yourself the victories that you've already gotten to. You've already received. I feel like you have already started. You've already planted seeds. You didn't notice the one that fell off the vine behind you. So celebrate that. Once you figure out what that is, it's going to be different for everybody, because everybody's value system is different. We all want different things. So what might you be afraid of? What you are afraid of is the Knight of Swords reversed. You may be afraid of, number one, it not going fast enough, because the Knights are all action oriented. They are all taking action. But the card that jumped out to you was the King of Swords. So you know you're already heading that direction. So you may be fearful that you don't discover things or learn things quickly enough. Now look at the funny thing there is the crescent moon. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, also be careful in this fear spot of negative self-talk. Don't talk down to yourself. Don't cut yourself down. And the other card, this is what you need to do to combat that fear, is the King of Pentacles, which goes back to the things that are of value to you, which is right over here. You need to analyze the things that are valuable to you and focus on that. As you are focusing on the learning process and the building up of knowledge, be careful not to speak to yourself negatively. Try not to be deceitful to yourself. Like, try not to have what they call confirmation bias. So you may be wishing for something so much that you see it and you tell yourself, that's it, that's what it is, but then that could be confirmation bias because that's what you really want it to be. So you say it's a confirmation when you're not really sure if it is a confirmation because you're biased to it. So really sit down and examine the things that are of value to you in this life, on this planet. Think about the things that are tangible, money, job, home, family, assets, time. Time is very important because time is valuable. Knowledge, all of these things that may be of more value, one may be more than another. We don't know that. Each person may look at this, have a different value system. So now, to kind of wind things down, let's see what energy center it would be a good idea for you to develop a relationship with. Trickery. Okay, green. This is so funny. I had so many images coming green. Okay, in this card, the squirrel, I think the squirrel was trying to trick the dragon by, he wanted the great big acorn, and he had a whole bunch of little acorns in his basket, but then he was trying to trick the dragon to get so he could have the big acorn by filling everything underneath this, the acorns on the top is like a box of rocks. So he's trying to trick the dragon into giving him this bigger acorn for a whole bunch of little ones. Meanwhile, it's only the top that's acorns. Underneath it, it's all just a bunch of rocks. So be honest with yourself. That's the main thing there, is to be honest with yourself. So that is the card to develop a relationship with. And as far as the healing spirits, as you go about this process and work your way through these steps, you can always call on the healing spirits of the universe to help you. And the card for that is trust in the wise spirits and your prayers will be answered. So I don't have to look at the book for that. We'll just take it like that. And there we go. Okay, so trust in the spirits and your prayers will be answered. All you have to do is ask and they will come and help you. And then the thing is, you have to be open to receive the help. So let me just take a quick look to finish off here. And this is you right now, the one right in the middle. Isn't that beautiful? And if you are on this journey to discover who you are, what your purpose is, the best thing is to look into the reflections that you see. And you see reflections a lot of times in how people react to you, because they bounce back to you what you are emitting. Whatever energies you are emitting, they'll bounce it back to you. And there's always, with the Moon card, there's always something going on behind the scenes in the spirit world, in the universe, that you don't know about. And then all of a sudden something happens, and you start getting these messages and confirmations and synchronicities, and you go, yeah, I am on the right path. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please come back again soon. Hit like, subscribe. I'm not doing this for the money, and I'm not doing this to get followers. I'm doing this because I love the tarot, because the tarot has shown me who I am. And hopefully it can do the same for you. So I wish you all the best, and we shall see you next time. Bye for now.